Happy Thursday, September 11th, 2025. You're listening to the Blue Lightning AI Daily Podcast, and yes, this episode was made with Microsoft Vibe Voice 7B. I'm Zane, and today we're digging into Nvidia's new Rubin CPX chip, which is basically AI that can remember your whole movie.
I'm Pippa, and oh my gosh, this is spicy. Nvidia's like, what if your model doesn't forget the middle of your sentence, except the sentence is a 40-minute video with a musical number and 3 plot twists?
The headline: Rubin CPX is a purpose-built inference GPU tuned for massive context across video, audio, and even code. Think models running minutes to hours without losing the thread. Nvidia's positioning is million-token, hour-scale workflows. That's straight from their launch materials and press briefings. Globe Newswire had the press release on September 9th.
The million tokens bit is wild. If you've ever chunked a long podcast or series of clips and then tried to stitch it all back, the vibes are never the same. This chip is like, no seams. We remember everything.
What's actually new? Two big things. One, it fuses high-throughput media engines with transformer inference on the same device, so decode, encode, and reasoning are neighbors on silicon. Two, it's tuned for long sequences with updated CUDA and TensorRT schedulers to keep latency predictable as context grows.
Translation, it doesn't just go brrr with tops, it goes smooth. Less oops, we dropped the character arc in minute 27.
Specs they shared: up to 30 PFLOPs in Nvidia's NVFP4 precision, 128 GB of GDDR7 per device, and dedicated concurrent video decode-encode blocks. The goal is to keep timelines in memory from ingest to render. Press release confirms that. Tom's Hardware also breaks down the architecture shift.
And here's the architecture tea. Nvidia's going split brain. CPX is the inference half in a disaggregated setup, compute-optimized vs bandwidth-optimized silicon. Tom's Hardware called that outscale FLOPs and memory independently so you're not overbuying one to get the other.
Exactly. Then they wrap it into a rack, the Vera Rubin NVL144 CPX platform. Data Center Dynamics reported up to 8 exaflops NVFP4 per rack, roughly 100 terabytes of fast memory, and about 1.7 petabytes per second of intra-rack fabric bandwidth. Liquid-cooled, obviously.
Petabytes per second sounds like the Fast and Furious of fabrics. Family, but for frames.
Ha! Now why creators should care? Long-form coherence. If you're doing generative video, AI dubbing, or translation that preserves performance and pacing, CPX is the hardware that lets the model keep tone and timing across the entire edit.
So who's this really for? Today, it's data centers and the big platforms that power your favorite tools. But the downstream is you. YouTubers, streamers, podcasters. This is what makes an hour-long AI assist actually usable, not stitched chaos.
It also targets code copilots that understand entire repos. Million-token inference means read the whole project, not just a file. That's in the launch messaging.
Use cases time. For a TikToker, you could feed a week's worth of clips and have the model keep your brand voice across the whole montage. For a podcaster, end-to-end dubbing into Spanish that keeps your cadence, plus SFX timing. For a filmmaker, on-set continuity checks from a model that remembers wardrobe, props, and blocking across scenes. That last one, dreamy.
Does it speed up editing or just improve output quality? Both. The integrated media engines keep frames flowing while the transformer reasons. Less shuffling between chips, less I/O thrash. That's tangible latency you feel as an editor.
Could this replace something? If you're a platform, maybe you ditch separate video transcode boxes for some workflows. For a solo creator, it replaces headaches. Fewer weird seams. Fewer "why did the AI forget my intro" gag.
Must-have or nice-to-have. For short clips, nice to have. For long-form video, dubbing, and multi-episode arcs, it's edging into must-have territory because coherence sells. If the AI ruins continuity, the audience bounces.
And the money angle? Reuters said Nvidia pitched a wild ROI, a mother $100 million Rubin-class deployment underpinning up to $5 billion in token-metered revenue over its lifecycle. That's them saying long sessions are where the money is.
It's an aggressive projection, but the logic is sound. As context windows stretch, session value goes up. More minutes, more tokens, more revenue. Again, that's Reuters reporting.
Availability check. Can we use it right now? No. Early access with select partners, broader availability near the end of 2026, pricing not disclosed. That's per the press release and Data Center Dynamics.
So expect hyperscalers first, then your favorite creative tools get CUDA and TensorRT updates to expose the long sequence superpowers. Rollout probably mirrors how Blackwell features trickled into mainstream tools quietly, then suddenly everywhere.
Desktop or mobile, This is data center land. You'll feel it through cloud tools, your editor's keep style across film toggle stops lying.
Competitive field. AMD's MI series, custom TPUs from the hyperscalers, and specialized inference hardware like Grok all smell opportunity in long context. But Nvidia's advantage is the full-stack CUDA, TensorRT, and now Silicon that treats media I/O as a first-class citizen. Tom's Hardware called out that media integration as core to CPX's positioning.
If I had to meme this update, when your AI finally remembers Season 1, caption over a corkboard with red string, except CPX just turns it into a neat Notion doc.
Risks and limitations. 1. It's inference only, this isn't your training monster. 2. Software support is the gating factor. If tools don't expose million-token sessions or inline video pipelines, creators won't feel the magic. Nvidia even hinted the software story is the open question.
Also, guardrails. Long context can be awesome, but platforms will still cap tokens, watermark, or limit export quality based on plan. The chip doesn't decide the watermark, you know the drill.
Token caps, yes. Nvidia's marketing says optimized for million token, but whether you get that depends on your provider's limits and cost model. Longer sessions burn more tokens.
Workflow impact for a solo creator. How much time could it save? If your project is 45 minutes and you currently chunk into 9 pieces, wrangle prompts per chunk, then reconcile style drift, I'd say hours back. And less mental load.
For studios doing localization, the benefit is bigger. One-pass dubbing that preserves timing, emotion, and lip rhythm across the full timeline. The on-die encoders decoders reduce the ingest rab ender ping pong, which is a real tax today.
Could we imagine using it in our own projects? 100%. I want a show Bible in context while we generate B-roll, lower thirds, titles, and a coherent cold open that calls back to the ending. Let the model keep the joke alive for the whole episode.
Trend-wise, this fits the larger shift from pure compute races to memory and I/O-centric design. Data center dynamics and Tom's Hardware both highlighted that disaggregated approach, independent scaling of compute and bandwidth, and racks that treat memory as a first-class resource.
And it lines up with what we've been saying on the blog for months. Long context is the new battleground. Not just speed, but story. Not just frames, but flow.
Benchmarks? None published yet beyond Nvidia's own positioning. We'll watch for third-party latency and cost-per-hour context numbers once partners go public.
Price and value. No numbers, but we can read between the lines. This is premium data center gear. For creators, the value shows up as the tool you already use got a lot smarter, not a new line item on your credit card. Unless you're paying per minute for AI features.
Ecosystem check. Closed or open. It's Nvidia's stack CUDA and TensorRT, so very Nvidia. That said, ISVs will build on top, and you'll access it through your NLE, DAW, or cloud pipeline.
Okay, rapid-fire scenarios. A TikToker, use it for a weekly narrative recap where the AI keeps your editing cadence consistent across 30 minutes of cuts. A podcaster, instant multilingual dubs that preserve your comic timing, not just words. A graphic designer, story-consistent captions and motion graphics that match episode themes. A developer, repo-wide assistant that understands your whole codebase, not just the file you opened.
Filmmaker on set? Feed dailies into a continuity checker that flags mismatched props and pacing shifts. Or do live tone matching for ADR so it fits the prior scenes.
Will this threaten anyone? Honestly, any startup whose secret sauce is stitching long context with clever chunking. If CPX plus the new schedulers make long sequences cheap and clean, that moat gets shallow.
Competitively, it puts pressure on AMD and the TPU crowd to match media-integrated inference at scale. If Nvidia's media plus transformer pairing reduces latency and costs, that's a compelling path for creative AI infrastructure.
What's the catch for creators? Waiting. We're in early access land till late 2026. But we've seen this pattern. Dev kits roll out, CUDA updates drop, and suddenly your editor has a beta toggle called context lock or something.
Another catch. Providers might meter long context hard. Expect features like keep style across film to be on higher tiers. The economics are too juicy to just give away. Reuters basically spelled out that longer sessions are the revenue engine.
If the vibe had a slogan, hold the whole story, that's the promise. And meme number 2, no more amnesia edits.
What we'll be watching. 1. Which partners get early access streaming platforms, big NLEs? 2. Whether CUDA TensorRT long sequence schedulers ship with sane defaults so devs don't need PhDs in attention maps. 3. Real-world latency at hour scale.
Also curious who ships the first showpiece demo, feature-length AI doc edited with context continuity on. The moment we see that, game on.
Quick source roll call for the curious. Product reveal and specs were in Nvidia's Globe Newswire press release on September 9th. Disaggregated architecture and rack details were covered by Tom's Hardware. Data Center Dynamics reported the NVL144 CPX rack numbers, 8 exaflops NVFP4, 100 terabyte memory, 1.7 PBDIS fabric. And Reuters had the economics claim a $100 million deployment could drive up to $5 billion in token-metered revenue.
Yup. And we'll keep tracking how fast the software side lights up. The second your favorite editor exposes our scale style lock, you'll hear us screaming about it.
Final take: small tweak or game changer. For long form, it's a game changer, if the software catches up. For short clips, it's a quiet quality bump.
Speed, quality, creative control. This round leans coherence. Keep the story intact, then make it fast. I'm here for it.
All right, that's our breakdown of Nvidia Rubin CPX and what it means for creators. Thanks for hanging with us on the Blue Lightning AI Daily Podcast.
Go hit bluelightningtv.com for news, updates, and video tutorials on your favorite AI tools. We've got you covered.
Appreciate you listening. Catch you later.